Hello everyone, hope you're well. Welcome to the Career Happiness Mentor page. So, I know I'm on quite early, well, I wouldn't say early, it's afternoon now anyway, but earlier than normal because I try to do evening videos. But I thought I would pop on here because I have a meeting this afternoon in London, so I won't be around. But firstly, I just wanted to do a video with a little bit of a different spin because I was doing lots and lots of thinking yesterday about lots of different things to do, not just with the Career Happiness Mentor, but life in general. And one of the books that really changed my life, I read it about 2 years ago, whilst I was in the midst of my business, was this book here. I'll show it to you. The Secret Letters of the Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. And it's by this gentleman here, Robin Sharma, who I'm sure many of you have heard of. He is an inspirational and motivational speaker and author, as you can see. And some of the things I just quickly wanted to share with you. I mean, the book itself, if you haven't read the book, highly recommend it. Especially recommend it to anybody right now who is at a stage where they're really unhappy in their life, in their job, in their career, and they want to get out of that and they want to find their true purpose. And the reason I would recommend this book is because it's partially based sort of around Robin Sharma's story, but it's a fiction-based story where someone's unhappy at work and he goes travelling and he, learns all these life lessons. And I'm going to be sharing some of them with you, some of the life lessons. At the back of this book, he has something called the Talisman Letters, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different lessons that were learnt along the way by the character in the book. I'm not going to go through every single one or read each bit. I'm just going to quickly say to you why this book not only helped me, but will help anyone who is going through career unhappiness or going through a stage in their life where they just don't know what their purpose is. They just don't really know why they get up in the morning and what's important to them. And that's why this book is so powerful. And a lot of the things that come up in these 9 things are quite logical when you think about them, but because we don't take the time to think about them, we don't necessarily think about how important they are. So the first thing is the power of authenticity. I'm not going to read what he's written here. I'm just going to quickly tell you why the power of authenticity is so important and what it means to me, not only as an individual, but as a person. To me, authenticity is paramount in everything. Whether you're a business owner, whether you're a school teacher, whatever occupation you have, if you are not authentic every day, if you are not your true self, if you are pretending to be somebody that you're not, suppose you're really unhappy at work, even if, you smile whilst you're at work like this and, you just put your head down, it will come out some form of a way or another. So the power of authenticity is so powerful. And this is something I've been learning myself, because the more authentic we are, the more we attract like for like. So when I was unhappy at work, I was attracting unhappy people into my life and people who really didn't like who they were. And now I'm in a place where I'm really happy and I'm being my authentic self, and I'm always being honest with myself and honest with others. That is the sort of people I'm attracting. So, the power of being authentic is so powerful, because the more honest you are and true you are to yourself as an individual, and that you listen to your gut, the more you're going to be able to live a life of purpose and be who you really are. It's so important. So that's the first one. The second one is embrace your fears. So if people have read this book, you'll know that the character in here faces a lot of his fears and a lot of his anxieties. And I'll tell you something very briefly. I did a brilliant Facebook Live course, which resulted in me doing a series of videos back in September. And one of my fears was going live on Facebook. I'm going to tell you, it was one of my biggest fears. And now Not only do I feel so comfortable doing it, I love doing them, as you can see, because I get really, really enthusiastic. And I think the more you embrace your fears, whether that's doing a Facebook Live or doing a video, speaking in public, you know, going mountain climbing, doing whatever it is that really, really scares you, but you actually secretly really, really want to do it, the more you're going to be able to embrace a life that you really, really want. Because it could be that you really, really want to go travelling, but you've been putting it off because you are fearful about, you know, going to certain countries, or you're fearful about how you're going to survive, where you're going to stay, money, all these things. When we embrace our fears, it's never as bad as when we're in it. I'm being honest with you, it's never as bad as when we're in it. We're scared of it because we haven't tried it yet. But when we're actually in that, when we're actually doing the thing that scares us the most, so much exhilaration can come out of it. And we need fear in so many things in our life to lift us up and help us. So if at the moment you're really, really pondering about changing your career, changing your job, and you're fearful about what other people are going to say, you're fearful about, people not understanding that you have this dream career or this dream passion that you want to go for, then forget what everyone else says. Just really don't listen to them. Because if you are not embracing your fears right now, I mean, Robin Sharma's dream, I'll quickly just tell you about him. He was a lawyer, a very successful lawyer at that, but he had hardly any time for his family, right? One of his sort of dreams was to become an author and to become this phenomenal motivational speaker. And look, if he hadn't taken the leap of quitting his job, do you think this book would be here right now? And let me tell you, one of the amazing things about this book is this book started out as an ebook. So, you know, to go from an ebook to now, you know, published best-selling author, and you might be thinking, oh yes, I'm probably on the Robin Sharma bandwagon society right now. It's not that. It's just, you've got to think about the fact that all these people who lead, because he's a leadership coach, all these people who lead and all these people who talk about all this stuff, not only are they living their true purpose and their true life, they have done it. They have been at the stage where they've left their job and they've created something. So if you're really, really fearing, and if you're really, really like sitting here and not doing anything because you're fearful of what other people are saying behind your back or gonna say, don't let that stop you, you know, because you have to embrace it. You have to just go for it 101%, because we're not here that long. We're really, really not here that long, and we've just got to do it. The next one is live with kindness. So for me, this is a really, really important one anyway. There's an incident in this book that I won't say too much about, but the main character was really rude to someone. And somebody just pointed out to him that, you know, by being rude, you're going to just attract rude people towards you. So for me, whenever I go to a shop, somebody serves me, I'm always polite to them, I'm always kind to them. I think that if we are kind to other people, we get kindness back. And not just that, for me, it goes deeper than that. For me, if you believe in a charity or organisation, you should take the time out to maybe volunteer, do something about something that you have a passion for, and take the time out to show acts of kindness. You know, even if you know that a friend is in trouble right now and they need a bit of help, or maybe they need a place to stay, helping them out. You know, it's really, really important to be kind to other people. And if people see that as a weakness, well, that's people who don't understand by being kind to others, you attract kindness. I mean, I've seen so many people who've been kind to other people and they get it back. And I see it myself. I think it's better to be kind and nice and smiley, because you get it back. And if people are going to be rude to you, just don't tamper to it. Ignore it. It's just not the way to be. It really, really isn't. The next one is make small daily progress. So suppose you're a new business owner at the moment, or you are thinking about career change, thinking about job change. Remember the examples I've given in my other videos where I'm saying that, you know, if you've got lack of time initially at the beginning, there are going to be small baby steps that you can take, like looking on the internet, applying for the job, going for the interview. You know, those are the big stages. But the daily stages could be looking at jobs for a couple of weeks, then applying, then doing this, then doing that. the daily steps that we take at whatever stage we're in, whether it's business, whether it's going for a promotion, whatever it is, the daily steps for the progress do add up. So just whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, just don't give up. Just carry on doing the things daily that you know are going to get you to your end goal where you want to be. Just carry on doing it. The next one is to lead your best life, do your best work. So for me, this could mean lots and lots of things. So we must work like Picasso painted, with devotion, passion, energy and excellence. In this way, our productivity will not only become a source of inspiration to others, but it will make an impact, making a difference in the world around us. So I think what Robin Sharma is basically talking about here is he's saying that if you want to live a life that's authentic, if you want to live your best life, you have to do your best work, whether that's giving a speech somewhere, whether that's creating a presentation, put your 101% into it. If you know right now you're in a job and career that you thoroughly hate right now, you just are not happy there, and you know that you can't give your 101% and do your best work, what can you do where you can? Where you would even want to wake up and work for free. What is it that you could do with the devotion, the passion that he's talking about? Just think about that. So that's the next one. Choose your influences well. So the way that I look at this one, especially because I've had my business for a while now, is that unfortunately people will come and go into your life. It's just the way it goes. If you are surrounded by, I mentioned this at the video, beginning of the video, negative people, you are not going to progress positively. So what you have to do then, if you want to create a new life for yourself, you need to surround yourself with people who are not only positive, but people who are going to help you create that new life. If that means, I wouldn't say saying bye-bye, but if you feel that you have to say bye-bye to some of your old friends because they're just not supporting you, then do it. When he's talking about choosing your influence as well, he's talking about making sure that you choose people who lift you up, who support you, who help you, who will have your back 101%, who will just, say, carry on going. If you want to go for that career change, do it. If you want to apply to that new job, do it. I'm going to be behind you 101%. I'm not going anywhere. And if you surround yourself with people who are doing similar things, what you will end up doing is you'll be more successful, because you'll be around all of that great energy that's just going to make you so high vibe. So, if you have to choose new friends in order to sort of move forward to the life you want, then do it. Don't apologise for it, just do it, is what I would say. And surround yourself by people you're not only inspired by, but people are going to be able to get you to that next stage. So that's the next one. But 3 more to go. Life's simplest pleasures are life's greatest joy. So I really, really agree with this one. I mean, for me, my simplest pleasure is going to sound really, really odd, but I'll tell you, is sitting at home with a tub of ice cream or with a nice cup of coffee and just, talking to my husband or reading a good book or watching a good movie. I mean, for me, it's the simplest things, right? Or having a good meal. It's the simplest pleasure that we take for granted. Remember, the reason why I'm mentioning those sorts of things, like, having hot cocoa or having a nice meal, for me, I feel so grateful that I have that. That is, for some people who are homeless or who are going through civil wars, there are so many civil wars going around all over the world at the moment, that would probably be so much of a luxury for them. So for me, that only isn't a simple pleasure, it's a pleasure that I feel so grateful for too, and it gives me so much joy. We get to spend time in my home and with my husband. And we have to remind ourselves that there are so many times where we are lucky enough to have what we have, because so many people don't have it. We have to remind ourselves of that. And this one, the purpose of life is to love. And I truly, truly believe this. I think that we are born on this earth to love one another. We are born on this earth to treat each other not only with the kindness, but if we don't have love in our lives, I know so many people who unfortunately don't have love in their lives. And I'm not talking about romantic love. Love can be all sorts of love. It can be friendship, it can be family, it can be anything, right? Where you see kindness and warmth come into your life. But I know some people who they're on their own. They don't have any parents anymore and they live on their own. They don't have many friends and they live on their own. And depending on their situation, a lot of them might have a few friends and they've got some love. But other people, who I've spoken to before have said that they've regret not acting, they've regret not doing things. And I think the main thing that you really, really need to think about is that love is so important. If you have love, not only do we all need to feel loved, but we want to be loved in return. If we love other people, that just comes back to us. So it's so important. And the last one is stand for something bigger than yourself. So I'm just going to quickly read actually parts of the bits that are written here because it explains it a little bit well. Every single one of us is here for a reason, a special purpose and mission. Yes, build a beautiful life for yourself and those you love. And then there's a really, really great bit here. Make your life matter. Be of use. Be of service to as many people as possible. This is how each of us can shift from the realm of the ordinary into the heights of extraordinary and walk among the best who have ever lived. So, for me, when he's talking about acts of service, he's talking about helping other people and using your talents, using what you have to maybe build a business, to maybe create a career that you really love. So if you're an artist, if you're somebody who's watching this who is an artist or is somebody who is creative, you're a singer, whatever it is, are you using those talents? Are you really, really using those talents? Are you being of service to people and are you helping others? And especially when he said you can go from being ordinary to extraordinary, the sort of people I think of when I think of that are two people who I really admire, like Martin Luther King and Gandhi, right? They were just ordinary people and they had a mission and they just went through it. So anyway, I just wanted to share those words of wisdom from Robin Sharma with you. This video is a bit different because it's about sort of sharing not only a book that had a big impact on me as an individual, but sharing key things that can help anybody who is really stuck at the moment in their career, in their life, even anyone who's on a break at the moment in their career and is just sitting there feeling really, really crap about themselves. Because I have been out of jobs for a while and it can feel pretty rubbish. You're sitting there and you see everybody have a daily routine and you're just thinking, what am I doing? What am I doing every day? So instead of feeling sorry for yourself, just think about the impact that you can make if you understand and truly, truly see that you can make a difference. And I'm going to leave it there for now. If you have any questions about this video, please PM me. I'd love to hear what you think. This is me sharing Robin Sharma's wisdom with a little bit of my spin on it. But what I would say is if you are feeling so stuck right now and you need a book that's going to help and inspire you so much, read it. It's a phenomenal book. It will change your life, seriously. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye.